Good afternoon. My name is Abdul and my student ID is 240602224. Hi Suleiman. In this video, I want to take some time to clearly explain in simple and everyday language what your legal rights are against Amjad Furniture Store. You placed a large order for your restaurant, tables, chairs, and a sofa set. But what you received was very different from what you agreed, and when you reached out to the store, they simply told you that it was too late to cancel, which made you confused and frustrated. So in this video, I'll break everything down step by step so you can understand exactly where you stand under the law, especially under the Sale of Goods Act 1979, which applies to business B2B sales like yours. Before I go into each item, the tables, the chairs, and the sofa, let me quickly explain the important parts of the Sales of Goods Act that matters for your case. These include Section 13, goods must match the description agreed. Section 14, subclause 2, goods must be of satisfactory quality. Section 14, subclause 3, goods must be fit for a particular purpose you explain to the seller. Section 30 deals with short delivery. Section 35 explains when a buyer is considered to have accepted goods. These sections form the basis of your rights, so I'll connect them to what happened with your delivery. Let's start with the tables. You agreed to purchase 25 extra large grey marble tables. This was a very clear description: extra large, grey marble, and 25 in quantity. But the store delivered was something completely different. 10 medium marble tables, 9 wooden tables, only one table that actually matched your order, and 5 tables missing altogether. This is not a small mistake. This is a completely different set of goods. Section 13 makes it very clear. If goods are sold by description, they must match that description exactly. The case Arcos Limited versus Ronanson shows how strict the courts are there. Even a slight difference in the thickness of timber was enough for the buyer to reject the goods. In your case, the difference isn't slight, it's major. Wrong size, wrong material, wrong color, and even missing items. So legally, you have a strong right to reject the tables entirely. Section 30 on short delivery also helps you. You ordered 25 but received only 20. Short delivery alone gives you the right to reject the whole order if you want. So what does all this mean for you? You can reject the entire table delivery. You do not need to wait for the missing tables or accept the wrong ones. You can ask for a full refund or insist on a proper replacement tables, exactly as promised. And if buying new tables elsewhere costs you more, you can legally claim the extra cost as damages under Section 51. Now let's look at the chairs. You ordered 100 velvet dining chairs, which were sold to you as ex-display items. The seller assured you that the chairs only had minor wear and tear and were in good condition. That was a key part of the agreement. But when you opened one box on the day of delivery, you found grease marks and noticeable scuffs on several chairs. These are not the kind of marks a normal restaurant owner would accept, especially when customers will see them immediately. Section 14, subclause 2 says goods should be of satisfactory quality, taking into account everything the seller told you. In Rogers vs. Parish, even small faults in a new Range Rover made it unsatisfactory. Your case is similar. Even if the chairs were ex-display, the seller still promised you they were in good condition, not heavily marked or dirty. And importantly, under Section 35, you are allowed a reasonable time to examine goods before you are considered to have accepted them. You only opened one box and you contacted the store the next morning. You had not used the chairs or placed them in your restaurant. This is well within a reasonable time. So your rights here are clear. You can reject all the chairs or reject only the damaged ones and ask for a proper replacement. And you can claim a refund and compensation for any loss caused by that faulty chairs. Now let's talk about the sofa set. This part of your case is very important because it involves health concerns. Before buying the leather sofa, you specifically asked the employee someone whether the leather would irritate people with sensitive skin. She confidently reassured you that it would not cause any issues. However, after delivery, your daughter sat on the sofa for a short time and later developed a red blotchy rash. This shows that the sofa was not suitable for the purpose you mentioned. Section 14 subclause 3 covers fitness for a particular purpose. When you tell the seller clearly what you need and you rely on their advice, the goods must be fit for that purpose. In the famous Grant versus Australian Knitting Mills case, underwear that caused dermatitis was considered unfit because the buyer relied on the seller. Your situation is almost exactly the same. You relied on the seller's reassurance about skin safety and the product caused the opposite result. That makes the sofa unfit under the law. So you are entitled to reject the sofa, demand a refund and claim damages like medical costs or the cost of getting a safer replacement. Now let's address the store's main claim. It's too late to cancel. The statement from the store is legally incorrect. Section 35 explains when a buyer is considered to have accepted goods. Acceptance only happens if you clearly tell the seller you accept the goods, you use the goods as if they were yours, or you keep the goods for too long without rejecting them. None of these apply to you. You complain the next morning, you only open one box of the chairs, you never use the tables, the sofa was only used once in a normal way, which is how you discovered the problem. You did not show acceptance in any way. In Clegg versus Anderson, the buyer was not even allowed to reject a yacht months after delivery because they never clearly accepted it. Your case is much stronger because your rejection was almost immediate. So the conclusion is simple. It is not too late. The law is on your side. You still have every right to reject the tables, reject the chairs, reject the sofa, refuse to pay, ask for your money back, and claim any additional losses caused by these faulty goods. Together, the Sales of Goods Act 1979 and the supporting case law gives you a very solid legal position. Thank you.